Alright, yeah, welcome back to some more Magic Arena, and we are closing in on Christmas, so let's do a Christmas special, shall we? So, in the spirit of Christmas, which is all about celebrating Jesus, who's notorious for turning water into wine, additional value, resurrecting himself, never dying, we're going to be playing something quite similar in some historic Brawl once again. Today we're going to be playing with Jesus herself, Muldrotha the Gravetide, who turns graveyards into value. 6 mana for a 6/6. During each of your turns, you may play up to one permanent card of each permanent type from your graveyard. Basically it. So she can play artifacts, enchantments, lands, creatures, anything of that sort from the graveyard. So we're basically permanent tribal. So we're going to be running very few instants and sorceries in our deck, just the few that kind of are required in order to run a deck like this. So we've got like Finality, which doubles up as a board wipe. Similar thing, we've got board wipes in the Ritual of Vraska's Contempt is just a beautiful removal spell for planeswalkers and whatnot. And Finale of Eternity is a 3-for-1, so, that's about as far as we go with the non-permanent types. Also Tail's End, because it's kind of an auto-include for a deck like this. But yeah, we're going to be running Muldrotha, who is all about the permanent types, so that is the idea of the deck. We are jam-packed full of artifacts, enchantments, and creatures, and we're just going to be valuing them out. The artifacts, obviously, are to ramp into Muldrotha, and from there, they actually do several things which Muldrotha really likes, so... Mind Stone in particular and Archer of Vraska can both be sacrificed to draw a card. In the case of Archer of Vraska, which is slightly more expensive, we actually gain 3 life, and we can only do this when we have the City's Blessing, which means we need 10 or more permanents. We're a late game deck, so that's going to happen. So, we've got these, which are recurring artifacts of card draw. As far as enchantments are concerned, we have some really spicy stuff, things like Journey to Eternity, which is a reanimation monster. When you attach this to a creature and that creature dies, that creature gets reanimated immediately, and Journey to Eternity transforms into Atzel, Cave of Eternity, one of my favourite cards out of the Ixalan block. It's 5-colour land, in this case 3-colour, and you can pay 5 and tap it to return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. If we have this out and our opponent is not running Field of Ruin, then we've basically locked our opponent out of the game, because we can just keep recurring Muldrotha, who can keep recurring other stuff. In addition to that, of course, Muldrotha can keep recurring Journey to Eternity, which we can stick on Muldrotha, and if she ever dies, she comes right on back. Same thing goes for Kaya's Ghost Form, which is absurd with Muldrotha. You stick this on a creature or a planeswalker you control, and if that dies or is put into exile, so basically if Muldrotha goes anywhere, except for being bounced, then she comes right on back. And it's only 1 mana, and you can just keep playing this from the graveyard over and over and over again. So if Muldrotha dies, they've basically got to kill her twice before we untap, get to play 1 mana Kaya's Ghost Form to attach on Muldrotha. It's really absurd. So Kaya's Ghost Form auto-include there. We've got things like the Great Henge, which just off Muldrotha alone ends up costing us 3 mana, which you can cast out the graveyard once again. And this allows us to draw cards, put counters on things, and gain life. It's pretty silly. We have a couple of sagas as well, the Eldest Reborn. The one thing that is good about the sagas is that we actually get to keep replaying these, because when they get to the chapter 3, they will be sacrificed. So in the case of Eldest Reborn, it is removal for creatures or planeswalkers, it is discard, and it's also reanimation from any graveyard we want, which can also include Muldrotha if we really want to go that way. Other sagas include the Phyrexian Scriptures, which is a repeatable board wipe as well. Put a counter on a creature, it becomes an artifact, so we can stick that on Muldrotha. Should become a 7/7. And then we destroy all non-artifact creatures the turn after. This is going to be a bit slow, of course, but if we have the setup, it's going to be repeatable with Muldrotha, so it's just hard not to go with, to be honest. And then we exile all cards from our opponent's graveyards, which isn't all that great. It depends on the matchup, I suppose. If they're very graveyard-centric, then we'd rather them not have a graveyard, but for the most part, we kind of want their graveyard because we have ways of stealing things out of it, but it's pretty light on that kind of interaction, so we're not too fussed. We've got Phyrexian Arena, which allows us to draw cards and win the game. I don't think I've ever lost a game with Phyrexian Arena on turn 3, so hopefully we can make that happen. A few other creatures like Voracious Hydra. We've even got Jarek as well for double triggers, so anything with an ETB that enters the battlefield, Jarek will trigger, which is great, so like Great Henge triggers twice. We've got Field of Dead in here as well, because we can trigger this really easily, playing lands out of our graveyard as well. Things like Fable Passage get to be sacrificed, which means that Muldrotha can replay it. This is a guaranteed land drop for about 6 turns or something like that. Yep, 6 turns, based off of not drawing any basics anyway, so plenty of things there. Same for Field of Ruin as well, can destroy lands and then replay it. So we can strip mine lock our opponent in that sense, which is pretty cool. But yeah, the rest of the deck kind of speaks for itself. Hopefully we'll see it during the game. And yeah, if you do like these kind of matchups, then make sure to hit that like button, subscribe. This is going to be my last video until the day after Boxing Day, I think. So I'm going to be taking a brief vacay from the internet for a little while. So hopefully you guys enjoy the gift of Christmas and enjoy that. And if I don't see you, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into some gameplay. Ooh, we've got an interesting matchup ahead of us, and as far as our hand's concerned, it's fine. I don't know if it's particularly good, though. So we're up against Jarek the Desecrated, the other Sultai commander of note, so it says Sultai off. We do, in fact, have Jarek in our deck as well, just because we have a lot of ETB-related things in our deck. Yeah, I'm not terribly sold on this hand. It's very slow and doesn't do too much, but I don't see too much wrong with it either. We got turn 4 removal of their commander, essentially, which I expect that's when we're going to be seeing Jarek anyway. So turn 1 Stitcher Supplier, we can fill up the graveyard that way. We want to see some mana rocks. Wow, that was actually a nice split of permanent types. So we want a variation of permanent types for Muldrotha in the late game, obviously, for the reason that that's what she does. So we've got Artifact, Creature, and Land now, which is very nice. Alright, so we got Kenrith's Transformation, which allows us to keep Jarek useless, which is great. Love it when that happens. Let's get that tap land down and pass the turn. And yeah, just really, I think what we want off the top is probably just a mana rock, honestly. See where we can go from there. Command tower for our opponent. Alright. Typically, you see mana dorks or something of that sort. Not today, though. It's very interesting. And there's our 4th land. Alright, so if we're not getting a mana rock, 4th land is also just fine. What are we doing here? I feel like we're getting combat tricked with like a Merfolk Trickster or something like that, but I really don't care. So we'll just see. There's definitely something going on from our opponent over there. Let's play a land. Let's pass the turn. Someone's flashing. Oh, Tyrant's gone? I mean, thanks. Land, Jarek, land. Alright, well, we got plenty of land drops for Muldrotha when we get there. Our opponent seems to be a bit mana screwed, but, well, thank God that they got their 3rd land. It's not going to be an interesting game if they miss their land drops. Alright, so he's got to have like a Gift of Paradise or something of that sort now, surely. Elvish Rejuvenator maybe for the ETBs. Every single time there is a Jarek deck, it's weird. I don't understand. Alright, well, we're just going to go tap land, say go. Dismal Backwater. It kind of feels like they maybe got counter magic, but I know that they've got something proactive to play because obviously priority's been held and not passed on. So where do we go from there? I think we just play Eldest Reborn since we've got Jarek in our graveyard, right? Yeah, we got Jarek in our graveyard, so we're not going to get the creature death here, which is fine. It's totally fine. This gets to go in the graveyard, so if we get to play Muldrotha, then we can cast enchantments from the graveyard. Drown in the lock. Yep, there's the counter magic. This is like Sultai control. That's what it feels like. And we get Jarek down. Okay. So we do want to take care of Jarek because we don't really want anything following it up. So let's just get rid of that now. Let's get Ravenous Chupacabra out there to remove it. Saved Kenrith's transformation till much later. So we don't want a 3-3 there if we can help it. And if they've got any enchantment removal or something like that, then they can immediately turn on their Jarek. We want this to be kind of the last resort style of card, which Muldrotha can just keep reapplying. But I dare say we've got some counter magic to contend with, judging by how this has gone so far. Jarek is typically quite a proactive commander, so it's very weird to have not seen most of this. If we get Jarek to resolve, though, we do get Field of the Dead online, because we haven't hit any multiple basics, which is sweet. But the question is, do we even want to bother trying to put Muldrotha down when they've got 3 mana open? It's suspicious for sure. I think I will go with Risen Reef. We're in no rush to Muldrotha anyway. I mean, there's lots of value in there for us, but I want something more than just play a land drop and Muldrotha dies kind of strategy. Alright, so we get a Mind Stone down as well. I'd like to do like Muldrotha, play a land, do something else, which at the moment it's play a land, Witching Well, which isn't too bad, or Stitcher's Supplier. Let's get with that Tube, see if they've got anything. Nothing flashy. Okay. Well, hit them for 2. Yeah, the way they've been playing is very unnerving. I don't know what they're waiting on. It's got to be loads of removal, though, the way that this has gone. It's removal or counter magic they're holding. Cloudkin Seer. Okay, so they get double triggers. They get a draw a card effect, and then they get the Risen Reef trigger as well, so ordering those up. I'd love to see a tap out here for sure. That'd be wonderful. I guess we could go with Phyrexian Scriptures as well. Well. Okay. So they're going to go for one of these two for sure. Since they have to exile a card from their hand if they don't pick a black card here. Interesting card to put in your deck. I dare say some of these cards have probably got some upside. Alright, so they're going to go for Kenrith's Transformation, which is decent enough. They are going to lose a Simic Guildgate in the process, though. And see what they want to do. Again, holding something up. But we're going for it. Let's go Muldrotha. See if they got the counter magic. If they do, we can just replay it next turn. Alright, so we get a Risen Reef trigger. Really don't like that trigger, because it means that we can't play a land in response to resolving our Muldrotha now. Yeah. Command Zone, please. If that trigger wasn't there, we could play our land and do something from that point. So it's a little unfortunate. But we will get over it. Alright. So yeah, their proactive thing was Murderous Rider all this time. Assuming that they don't have much more than that. See where we go from here. Now Muldrotha is a removal spell. She's a reanimation spell. A graveyard filling spell. A land drop. Scry and just sacrifice. And she's also zombie tokens all day as well because of the Field of the Dead. So there's a lot of value in this Muldrotha right now. Let's see if we can take advantage of that. I definitely want Field of the Dead down. Just so any land top decks are going to be pretty good. I think they're waiting on me to play my Phyrexian Scriptures before they go for their Jarek, which is totally fine by me. So let's get this done. No counter magic. We do get a Great Henge. Just a little bit short of casting that, unfortunately. So let's just go with... Actually, we've got 1 mana creature, 1 mana artifact. Have we got any 2 mana stuff in here that's worthwhile? Not really. Okay, so we're going to take the land, which is going to be Field of the Dead. Get that going. And I think we'll go for the Witching Well. Journey to Eternity is fantastic. Okay. Journey to Eternity. And hopefully stick that on something nice. Pass them up. If our creatures can't die, then we pretty much have this game on lock. Alright. Ravenous Tube. Sure. Totally fine by me. Let's put you... Could put you in the graveyard, to be honest, since we got Journey to Eternity. We do need a way to kill Muldrotha, though, if we do go that line. Maybe we actually just go Command Zone. Yeah, Command Zone for now is fine. Love to be able to resolve this journey. It kind of locks them out of attacking me as well in some cases. So let's let that happen. Because if they block, we get permanent reanimation. We get Ravenous Chupacabra every turn, that kind of thing. How much mana does this leave me with? None. Well, don't really need that just yet. Let's try this out, shall we? Let's go for Journey of Eternity on Risen Reef. Want to put in a permanent that comes back. And I think maybe just go for Great Henge. And just get that life gain and card draw going. Could also be Phyrexian Scriptures. Get the exile going, and then we can use that to kill our Risen Reef as well. And then Muldrotha never has to go back into the command zone either, because we can use the Journey to Eternity. Alright, so let's put a +1/+1 counter on, I think just a zombie token. We want Risen Reef to die. So we now have 3/3 Artifact Zombie, which could attack if we really want to. I think that's fine, because we've got the Risen Reef to block. We want to block with it as well. So we might just get a chump here. Chump on the tube. Double block. I guess they want to get rid of it, because they have the board wipe incoming, and they don't really have an answer to it. So on our next turn, Risen Reef's going to die, and then it's going to come right on back. And Journey of Eternity is going to flip, so they need to exile Risen Reef right now. Duress is fine. They can take Vraska's Contempt and Tail's End, which actually stops us from playing them ever again, really. But they're just too good not to have in the deck, to be honest. Okay. I think we'd let that go. We want Risen Reef to die on our turn and come back. If we let it die now, it comes back and then Phyrexian Scriptures kills it, and Muldrotha doesn't get a Risen Reef trigger. Alright. I suppose it would have been nice to float off the Paradise Druid there, but we didn't actually really get an opportunity to do that. Alright. So we get a land into play from Atzel, which triggers the Field of the Dead. We got Risen Reef triggering, which might hit us another land. Doesn't. Gets Thrashing Brontodon, which is just permanent artifact removal. Yeah, let's get Muldrotha down. Using that, we can make our land drop for the turn. If they counter it, we'll just put it in the graveyard. Risen Reef triggers. Phyrexian Arena is amazing. So, yeah, let's get Fabled Passage in. Can use this to thin our deck, get zombies on our opponent's end step. And we can just keep playing that to reduce the odds of drawing lands every turn as well. So yeah, we're very much in the driver's seat at this point. I don't know if our opponent can really outvalue us here. I guess what I wouldn't like to see is exile on Muldrotha would be less than ideal. Something... Well, that's fine. Something like Agent of Treachery to steal Muldrotha would be annoying. So yeah, they're going to go and fight, which is fine. It's going to go in the graveyard. So we can reanimate it with Atzel now. And yeah, let's just crack this for another zombie thin the deck. It doesn't really matter at this point. Our mana's essentially completely fixed. Alright. Opponent's graveyard goes in the trash. I don't think there was much of note there, but certainly a good enough reason to get rid of it if we can. Alright, let's do Atzel. Get back Muldrotha. Leaves us with a fair amount of mana, actually. Can even get the Great Henge down after this. I guess we gotta be afraid of milling ourselves. We're at 29, we do like the Great Henge. We could see ourselves getting decked. These always come into play tapped, so let's just get that done. Zombie token, please. I actually considered putting Scape Shift in the deck because of the Field of the Dead and the ease of which we can actually enable it as well. Let's go land, grab Fabled Passage, make a zombie. This is the dream right now. Cast a creature. We want... yeah, let's get Ravenous Chupacabra, I guess. Draw a card off of that as well, because of the Great Henge. And we get a nice clean attack as well from our full squad. They've only got 1 mana, so dive down is all I should really expect, I guess. Veil of Summer. Okay. They've got a lot of, if you have this colour, I do this kind of cards. Not sure if that's necessarily an ideal battle plan, but to each his own, I suppose. Veil of Summer's still a good card if you've got the right colours. Alright, pass them up. We got an even bigger Voracious Hydra in our hand if we want it as well. Which is lovely. But yeah, we've basically got creatures locked out because we've got Plaguecrafter plus Eldest Reborn every turn. So we can kill 2 creatures. Plaguecrafter putting itself back into the graveyard. And we can just loop that wonderfully. Eldest Reborn, when it finishes its loop, takes creatures from our opponent's deck as well. So yeah, I'm really loving where we're at. I don't think we want to play Phyrexian Arena. I think it's just a waste of life and card draw we don't really need, especially since we've got the Great Henge and the ability to draw cards just off of playing out of our graveyard. Finality. Okay. Putting counters on the Voracious Hydra by the looks of things. Which is totally fine. Yep. So we will take 4. And we will put another zombie in play with Fabled Passage. 3 more left to go. Should be aware of that. We could actually start locking our opponent out of colours as well. If we go like Field of Ruin. Could do it that way. Let's get creature. Let's do... Could do Jarek. Yarek's pretty funny. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's get Jarek out there. Double trigger Great Henge. Let's do land. Let's get Fabled Passage, which is double triggers on Field of the Dead. I was going to start Field of Ruining them, which eventually gets rid of all of their non-basics and leaves them with as many basics as they have in their deck. Pretty much like a Strip Mine lock. for several color-based decks anyway that can't afford to put too many basics in there. But yeah, Jarek was just too lovely to pass up, so, you know, double triggers off Great Henge, 4 zombies a turn from Field of the Dead up until the point where we run out of basics at least. And yeah, just too much value from that point forward. They're locked out creatures, and that's kind of Jarek's way of winning, so it wasn't going to happen. Cool. Another game. Oh boy, we are in, and it's okay. I think I might take the free mull on this hand, honestly. If we got an island, it'd be okay. If this was like Island Forest, then I'd probably take it off the power of Risen Reef. The problem is we're not doing too much powerful stuff, and we are up against Kaikar Wind's Fury, which has the potential to be a really miserable matchup for us, honestly. So I think I'm taking the free mull and hoping that we get something decent. I actually don't mind this hand, although we've got 3 tap lands, which is less than ideal. If we can slap this Journey of Eternity on something, though, we should be in a really, really interesting position. So let's go Woodland Cemetery first, so we've got the Gilded Goose next turn. So yeah, Kaikar's Wind Fury is 4 mana for a 3/3 with flying. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. We've actually built this deck in the past. It can be absurdly powerful, and it can also at times be a little bit hit or miss as well, unfortunately. So how do we kill our Gilded Goose? That's what I want to know, because I want to put Journey of Eternity on it at some point. We can do that next turn technically, but I need something. I need a reassurance that it's going to do something useful. I think for now let's just go with the Mind Stone. And yeah, just pass it up, really. So our opponent's going to be a control deck. That's presumably how this is going to go, with all of the non-creature spells. Okay. 3 fairies, fine. Not great, but fine. Get to replay Gilded Goose. Hope for a land drop. Oh, you want to go Mind Stone? Yeah, sure.
Don't worry, I got it.
I suppose that is the better permanent to remove. So, let's do... I kind of want to do Jarek, just because it's got some powerful abilities, but we don't really have anything in hand right now to deal with it, or to use on it. So I think I might just go with... Is there no nice way to do this game? There really is a nice way to do this. There we go. That leaves me with black, green, and colourless for the Leyline Prowler, which gives me something proactive to do against Teferi. And we just want to keep hoping that we get land drops, to be honest. If we can slap down Muldrotha, we've got the late game in lockdown, especially if you can get a Journey of Eternity to flip as well. But we're at that point now where nothing's really going to resolve unless our opponent wants it to. But I do kind of like this position as well, because our opponent's going to want to defend Teferi, and I don't think there's much outside of... Oh, wow, okay. Outside of 2 mana spells for burn that could really deal with Leyline Prowler. Royal Scions. Is this like Jeskai Super Friends? That's cool. Ooh, boy. Can I do this? Let's see. I think I can actually flip Journey of Eternity here. Let's get... Have you got Vigilance? You do not. Alright, we're going to not care about what our opponent's doing for the time being. Get Thrashing Brontodon down. Then we're going to put Journey to Eternity on Thrashing Brontodon. And then we're going to sack Thrashing Brontodon to kill Journey. Brontodon dies first, flips Journey. And we've got all of our creatures resolving until the end of time now. Our opponent can't really do anything to stop us from replaying Muldrotha, short of like Field Ruin. Which, if they do that, by that time, I'm assuming we're going to have Muldrotha in play. And we can just replay Journey to Eternity and do it all over again. So, yeah, let's threaten those Planeswalkers, shall we? Narset, minuses. Cool deck from our opponent if they are going for a Jeskai Super Friends list. We did Jeskai Control, so we had all the counter magic and board wipes for our Kaikar list. And just used it as kind of a turn 10 win con, so we didn't really even play Kaikar on 4. We didn't really play it until the very end when we had severe card advantage over our opponent. And at which point, every single time our opponent did something, we would counter or remove it, which would make us a spirit, which would end the game, essentially. So Kaikar was our win con, less so anything else. Alright, so they got Deafening Clarion, which allows them to kill 2 of our 3 creatures. But one of them's a big boy, so they're going to have an answer for that. In the 2 mana slot, and they're using their 1 red mana for the Clarion, if that is where they're going with this. Yep, sure. So, Leyline Prowler and Gilded Goose down. Could have some bounce magic, perhaps. Otherwise, Teferi's gone. We're going to find out. So, yep, it's our turn. Got a land drop, which is nice. Let's see if we can kill Teferi. We're not going to be drawing any cards, so we don't need to get rid of an Narset just yet. And Muldrotha... Muldrotha can get his Gilded Goose back, I suppose. We could get Tails ended, but that's fine. So that means we can play Muldrotha without actually having to ever play around counter magic because of Axel. So yeah. First thing gets countered, second time never gets countered ever again. It's pretty much how this is going to go. So the thing I think we want the most is maybe Kaya's Ghost form. That allows us to essentially ensure that Muldrotha stays on the battlefield until the end of this game. Win or lose. Because whenever Muldrotha gets exiled, she comes back. Whenever she dies, she comes back. The only thing we'd have to worry about then is bounce magic, and then we just replay Muldrotha. If they counter it, we reanimate with Axel. That's kind of the loop now. So let's see if we can get some good Jarek targets. That'd be nice. Alright, Teferi's one way of dealing with Muldrotha, for sure. If you put her in the deck, I have to put her back in the command zone. I honestly think maybe I just put her back in the library. She's not really that good for my graveyard anyway, so yeah, let's put her in the library. If she changes states at any point, then we can actually choose where she goes. So I think I might want to do a Hydroid Crisis, so killing Narset is kind of important. That being said, Teferi's very, very irritating. So let's just get rid of him. And do you tap to draw? You do. So don't do what you're planning to do. Let's see. Play the Jarek like that. And we'll crack the Mind Stone on their turn, which we can do because Narset only stops us from drawing more than 1 card on each turn. So we can do it on our opponents and be just fine. And that gives us an artifact for Muldrotha as well to replay, which is cool. I do want Narset off the table so we can Hydroid Crisis, essentially. Interplanar Beacon. Let's see what they want to do with Jarek. Yarek's not going to do anything, so honestly we're totally fine with him going. Worst thing for us right now, I guess, is a board wipe, which this deck should have plenty of. If it is Super Friends, it's basically Planeswalkers, board wipes. That's all. That's all Super Friends tends to ever be. It's get too many Planeswalkers for your opponents to deal with, and maintain them in the best way you can, which tends to be board wiping. Divine Visitation is an interesting one. Makes 4/4s with Kaikar. But we have Threshing Brontodon. And it is on a lock, essentially. So let's draw a card on our opponent's turn. And we're going to be drawing Muldrotha here, so... yeah, I want to make sure that Narset dies. So Muldrotha comes to my hand. Let's send both at Narset. So we can draw some cards at some point. Totally fine with taking my time on that as well. And I think we go with Muldrotha. Muldrotha can play Mind Stone off of Gilded Goose. Or we could draw 3 cards with Hydroid Krasis. I actually think that's better. So we want to do 2, 4, 6. X6 Hydroid Krasis. I want to make my land drops. If I can find like a sacrifice land as well for Muldrotha, that'd be great. We got Temple of Mystery, which is double Jarek triggers, so double Scry 1. And don't want Stitcher's Supplier. And what's next? Cavalier of Night. It's fine. Gives us reanimation options. I guess maybe there was an argument for going Forest because of Divine Visitation. They can go like 4-mana play and make some spirits, but I don't think that's really going to be a problem. I'm going to keep Cavalier just in case they do start making Angel tokens here. Yeah, leaving 1 mana open would have been potentially wise. I just don't see it being that much of an issue, to be honest. If they do tap out like that, then we get what we want anyway. Cavalier's a cool loop as well. So when this dies, we actually get to return a creature with converted mana cost 3 or less from our graveyard. So that we can just recast Cavalier out of the graveyard, reanimate all of our 3 drops in our deck, pretty much. Alright. So they got themselves an Angel token. Totally fine. That'll be the last time that happens. And we can even kill everything here if we really want to, which I think we do. So let's go Cavalier. Alright. Let's kill Gilded Goose. And we'll get rid of Kaikar. Ooh, could have a dive down here. Let's Tails End the trigger. So they don't make another Angel token. And no point sacrificing now. Get rid of Divine Visitation before anything else happens. We don't want mystery triggers from occurring. Okay. And send 6 here. They've got to block with both if they want to keep the Royal Scions around. Otherwise, they're going to lose some serious firepower. I wonder if maybe Jarek as well. Just send them all in. Death Touch on Jarek is very useful. If they don't have Planeswalkers, they don't have a deck. It's basically how this goes. So they can single block an Angel. Royal Scions loses 2, I win in that. If they double block, I kill Kaikar, I win in that exchange. Alright. They're on 1. I think I won in that exchange. They did get to keep a Planeswalker around, though, which is what they want at the end of the day. But we have Tramplers, Death Touchers, Lifelinkers, and an endless supply of enchantment artifact removal.
I will learn what nobody yet knows. Endless
supply of everything, really. Flame Sweep is terrible for them. And Searcherous Canter makes a spirit. Trample's a problem. Gonna hit us for 3. This maybe smells like a board wipe. No? Okay. Could be Settle the Wreckage. How do we want to do this then? I think we'll just go with 1 creature going at the Ryle Scions. I don't really want anything else being exiled from Settle the Wreckage. Block is weird. It stops nothing. Well, let's just go with Choop. Yeah, I think they forgot the trample there. I've already got the dive down out of them. We've even got double Ravenous Chupacabra triggers. Damn. That's some power right there, ladies and gents. Yeah, I've got to be very careful with Settle the Wreckage. It looked very weird there. Alright, Archer of Araska. We can sack that to gain life and draw cards, which is great. Something we can replay out of our graveyard constantly with Muldrotha. We do want to build up this value train. Obviously, we haven't been self-milling. It's not really something that we're trying to do either, to be honest. It's just make use of all of our creatures as many times as possible. That's kind of how Muldrotha works. It's less about the ETBs and having loads of options. More about just having the opportunity to reuse certain things. Which is why we're pretty much in no rush to actually play Muldrotha. She's not integral to our game plan at all. She's just nice value, I win the game kind of card. Searching the graveyard, what could they have? Honestly, don't know. Chandra. They're looking for what they could minus Chandra on. Which can get Deafening Clarion, but that's not going to do anything.
No.
Flame Sweep, same thing. Yeah, there's nothing good in there. If they're doing something like playing Chandra here, then they've got nothing better to do.
I brought company.
And I will mass block this, because I have lots of life linkers. So this is pure downside for them. Unless I am missing something, which doesn't really matter even if I am. If they manage to kill these two without exiling them, I benefit from that as well. So I've basically just gained life. I think they've lost the will to play the game right now. Let's get that Araska Relic going. Alright, did I have a land in here? I didn't, so I'm just going to play my land. Let's just get Muldrotha down. Just get it done. Counter it, so be it. All that jazz. Don't care about Brontodon, Gilded Goose. Let's just get Mind Stone out of the yard. It's cheaper than the Araska Relic. The Araska Relic comes with life gain, but this is just cheaper. So, yeah, just crack it. Whatevs, if we get like Kaya's Ghost Form, Stitcher's Supplier, something like that, then there's use. Have I got something in there? I got Gilded Goose. Sweet. 2 foods, please. Might as well. You know what I should be afraid of? To a certain extent, at least. Urza's Ruinous Blast. I think they've had enough, though. Good game. It's the good game Settle. You know it is. It is the good game Settle the Wreckage, and I'm not falling for it, opponent. I know you've got it. So, you could scoop, or you could die very slowly to a 6/6. But I am not attacking all into you, because you've got the Settle the Wreckage. Cleansing Nova. Sure. Graveyard, please. Cavalier triggers, and we'll put Leyline Prowler into play. Gives us more mana to work with. And we'll just slowly rebuild right back on up. If they've got any Planeswalkers, we'll kill them with Eldest Reborn. Guardian Project. Alright. Let's play that. Let's go with the Eldest Reborn, because we know they've got some really good Planeswalkers in there. And let's get this looping. Over and done with and all that. We're not really going to get too much value on the sacrifice a creature side anyway, so might as well just move on to the discarding and reanimate your Planeswalkers side of things. And maybe we can get that Sell the Wreckage out of them as well. It's such an impossible situation that they're in, though. Alright, there's Kaikar. The impossible situation is that this keeps reoccurring, so they constantly lose creatures, discard, and we get something back. We have a complete loop with Muldrotha right now that our opponent cannot use counter magic on, so I might even see them discarding that right here as an option. Yep, there goes Settle the Wreckage. Oh, the GG Settle. I will never fall for you. Alright, let's get Muldrotha out. Their only hope is essentially getting rid of Atzel, and that's just a temporary fix. Ritual of Soot, okay. Artifact, we have some good stuff. I'm just going to get Cavalier out, I think. Actually, we'll start with Tube. Cavalier requires me to sacrifice things, and don't need to do that just yet. Yeah, they've had enough. They are so locked out of this game. Nice GG Settle, though, opponent. Nice. Alrighty then, we're in. And the mana base is pretty good. We don't really have any creatures, and Kenrith's transformation's not going to be great. We're up against a viewer of the channel, Monster Kai, who's playing Domri, Anak of Bolas. 1 red and a green for a 3 loyalty planeswalker. Creatures you control get +1/+0. You can add some mana to make uncounterable spells and whatnot, and then -2 to fight. I've been told this is his dinos list, so it's going to be interesting. I'm going to take this hand. I'm not in love with it, but maybe Temple of Mystery can get me something interesting. Alright, let's see. Temple. Mana Rock. You know what? No. I almost was going to pick it, because I thought maybe an early turn 4 Eldest Reborn might be cool with Phyrexian Scriptures, but we really need the double black, I think. Gilded Goose. That's a good one. Alright, Paradise Druid. See what we can do here. I'm gonna, I think, slap Journey to Eternity on Paradise Druid and then never tap it. I think that's kind of what I'm thinking. If it's got hexproof, then the only way it's going to be dealt with is by maybe going Phyrexian Scriptures and wiping the board that way or something like that. Just got to dodge like lava coils and things of that nature, I guess. At that point. Going with Domri. Okay. And a tick up. Ooh, Command Tower means I don't have to shock myself, so that's not too bad. Yeah, let's do that. Command Tower, Journey to Eternity. I mean, we could get in at Domri, but I kind of like slowing him down a little bit as well. Let's do it. Let's get in. Could be really horribly blown out if they've got Lava Coil or something like that. That would be annoying. For sure. Don't you dare have it. Don't you dare. Oh, I'm Thrashing Brontodon. No! I'm gonna have to murder that real quick. Real quick. Alright, do we go with Kenrith's Transformation? It's possible. I think we do. Let's turn that into an elk. You've been elked. Congratulations. And then let's tap land. Hello. Nice. Alright, now we get Phyrexian Scriptures down and we don't have to tap Paradise Druid. So I don't mind this. Lanny Wari Elves. Alrighty. Can I target my own thing with this? I can. Alright.
I've lived with animals my entire life.
That'll be interesting.
Explains a lot, actually.
So I could do an X3 and kill my Paradise Druid, their Thrashing Brontodon, and I guess Llanowar Elves at this point. Probably Gilded Goose actually, because I got the mana here. And I'm assuming they're going to keep it open. Hello. Yeah, let's do an X3. You. Yes, I'm very sure. You and you. Boom. Alright, what can we do? Create food. Alright, we managed to do it. We flipped the Journey of Eternity into Atzal Cave of Eternity, so we get to start reanimating some stuff. We've actually got Kenrith's Transformation for Muldrotha now as well, but I think we'll probably go with, like, Eldest Reborn or maybe Phyrexian Scriptures, actually. We'll see how this goes. Depends on what they've got here. Escape to the Wilds. Domri Chaosbringer, and a lot of lands. It's actually pretty whiff-like. I do say so myself, but double land drops are pretty decent. We're getting into big boy dino territory, and I'm going to need some big boy answers. Otherwise, we're going to be in big boy trouble. Jarek. Jarek is... It's not great, right? We got the fight there. I guess we go with Eldest Reborn. We're going to get Thrashing Brontodon back, or whatever they discard. Ugh. Or we could just play Jarek, which is double Eldest Reborn. But the likelihood is that Territorial Allosaurus fights it. I think that's fine though, right? That's totally fine. It dies because Death Touch. Do we get in? I think we get in. Let's get in. Let's trade. Mana Dock for Mana Dock. Let's do it. Yeah, I'm thinking double Eldest Reborn triggers is just going to be pretty sweet. Alright. So, Paradise Druid into the yard. Gives us enchantment and creature now for Muldrotha. We don't really want to play Muldrotha until we can get guaranteed value, although against a deck like this, I don't know if they can deal with a 6/6 at instant speed, so we might get an untap. Who knows? Certainly went with Allosaurus being a big boy, though, because this is going to be a 6/5 because of Domri and a Bolas. I'm going to go with the Chaosbringer first, though. This might be some seriously filthy value. We got a 4-mana potential creature here. Gingerbread Cabin tapped. Allosaurus with Riot. So we get to kill 2 things here. We either get both the Planeswalkers or we get one of the creatures and a Planeswalker. Either way, it's dirty. Oh no, is that not how it works? Oh, is it not on a triggered ability? Ah, dang it. Ah, dang it, Jarek. Disappointing me. Fine, be that way. I really thought the first chapter was an ETB. I guess it's not when you think about it, because it's one of those as it enters, rather than when it enters. Dang it. Okay. So, let's do some rioting.
My muscles may be small, but watch out when I flex them.
What I thought. Oh my god. Oh dear. Oh, Atali Primal Storm with haste. And Gulter. Okay, well. Yeah, we're doing some blocking. Let's hope nothing gets. Field of the Dead. Can't actually do lands on Atali. Nice. That's what Atali does for me, so. Let's block Jarek on a tally. We don't ever want that having any value. Let's make them discard. And I think we have to get rid of the Galter here, to be honest. I don't know if we've got time for Phyrexian Scriptures. So they're going to discard. We're probably going to get a tally from our Eldest Reborn, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I think we have to Vraska's Contempt the Galter here. As much as I want Domri Chaosbringer out the way. 12/12's a bit much. We could probably fight the ult on Domri, though. Theoretically, I guess.
I'm a crazy beast. Where do you see my mates? Add to the pool, add to the pain.
Alright.
Sorry, were you doing something?
What you got? Ranging Raptors with Rage. Oh, Riot, sorry. Alright. Eldest Reborn, help me. So we got Atali or we've got Jarek. I think we're going with Atali. It's just a better blocker. Let's have Island. We don't have anything to reanimate, really, except for Jarek, which isn't insane. We could do a 2-mana play, so we can do Muldrotha plus Paradise Druid. It's fine, I guess. Or Kenrith's Transformation. I think we just want a Paradise Druid to block. There we go, but Domri Chaosbringer... probably pretty likely to just ult and get the value out of the way. It's not their commander, though, so once it's gone, it's presumably going to be gone. And we get Eldest Reborn out of the yard with Muldrotha. Which now we know that Jarek doesn't double trigger it. Makes us very sad. It's just fine off of Muldrotha alone. Ticking up. Alright.
Things are about to get real.
Want to keep Domri around. Carney T. Alrighty. Now, I wonder whether or not we should play Jarek out of the yard on the potential for Atali to do something really good on the attack. This is so much value, though.
Wild beasts are bringing your comeuppance.
Alright, Graveyard, please. We don't ever want to put it back in our command zone, to be honest, because we've got the Etzel to reanimate with. I think we're going Atali first. Atali at Domri Chaosbringer. See what the triggers are. Creature spells cost 1 less to cast. We've also got Vraska, Golgari Queen. So I could put these on the stack, and in response I could play Jarek if they had some ETBs, but I don't really want both of these necessarily. I think we're taking Vraska. I think we're taking Marauding Raptors, though. Alright. And yeah, that's really about it, to be honest. See whether we block. Yup. Oh. I think we're just going to get Muldrotha out. Pew pew. Let's see. We can play a land drop for the turn by ticking up Vraska.
Alive or alive?
So, Forest. Play a land. 3 mana, 4 mana creature. I really wish I had Chupacabra here. Actually, we can play Jarek. Double triggers Marauding Raptor, though, which is 4 damage. But maybe that's fine. Yeah, sure. There we go. Alright. Oh, Domri's ulting surely at this point. I really like the Vraska Muldrotha combination though. It is very sweet. Alright, there's the Domri ult. So at the beginning of each end step, they get a 4-4 with Trample, which we've got to contend with. Late game, we can definitely contend with it. There's not much doubt about that at all. We got some double triggers on the Witching Well and the Gift of Paradise here because of Jarek as well, which is pretty sweet. And a nice block with Jarek on anything that they want here. Might even trade off a Muldrotha. Don't care too much. Alright. Anacabolas fights Marauding Raptor.
My wild beasts will bring your comeuppance.
Oh. Oh no. Yeah, so because Domri left the battlefield, they lost their power, which was what they were hoping to kill Marauding Raptor with. Yeah, I didn't follow that line myself, so easy to happen, I suppose. All right, so let's float some mana, so we can play our land drop for the turn.
Sometimes sacrifice.
There's a Chupacabra. All right, play our land drop. Yeah, let's do Chupacabra, I think. It does die immediately because of Brontodon, though, which is irritating. Enchantment, let's see. Kenrith's transformation. I could turn my Raptor into a 3-3. That's a thing. Maybe I'd do that. Just so I can play my Chupacabra with double triggers and keep it around. Yeah, let's slap that on. I only wanted the body anyway to begin with, so... Double draw! Look at that. Ooh, Playcrafter. It's a thing. Alright. Let's see. Gift of Paradise on this island here. Gains 6 life. That early game aggression going away. And we get to kill 2 creatures here, which is going to be the 4-4 and probably the Drover of the Mighty. The question becomes, do we hold open Tail's End? And I kind of think that we do. We get rid of Domri and Anacabolas basically for good at that point. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. I will trade off Carnage Tyrant or Ranging Raptors, though, to get this in. I think that's fine. They can have a land. Alright, we get to keep our Jarek. And they get a basic. Alright, as I mentioned, we are getting 4-4s constantly, but that's something that we don't really have to worry about too much, especially with Vraska Golgari Queen. We can sacrifice the Chupacabra and replay it thanks to Muldrotha. So we can deal with 2 creatures a turn. It's really not that difficult for us. Playcrafter annoyingly doesn't really work too well with Jarek. Works very well with Muldrotha, but not too well with Jarek necessarily. We have to sacrifice itself and something else, is how that is effectively worded. Alright, takes up.
This ain't gonna be one of those quiet riots.
And we are going to counter Domri. Pretty much any legendary dino that this card might be is also probably going to get countered as well. I'm just open to getting rid of everything. When do you ult? At 9. So we've got one more turn, and then the turn after that, any damage is lethal damage. So we can build up the board. Phyrexian Scriptures can give us some artifact stuff. Oh boy. That's a big boy. Charging Tuscadon. So if it would deal combat damage to a player, it deals double that damage to that player instead. Yeah, I think that's just gonna do it. So close, actually. So close. But, yeah. Minus 11. Oh, no. I hate that Tuscadon. I hate it. So we couldn't actually stop all the damage, so it just dealt double anyway. Which is, it's unfortunate. There's nothing really I think we could have done about that. I don't know. I don't think we really play around a +10/+10 to all of your creatures. Give them good old hastes and do monstrous things to us. That thing's busted in the right deck. Anyway, well played, Monster Kai. That'll do me. Alright, we're in, and we're up against Lazav the Multifarious and Cimeres. Grumble, grumble. Who's the real villain here? Is it Lazav or Cimeres? I'm not sure. Dimir colors for a 1/3. When it enters the battlefield, surveil 1. You can pay X to make it a copy of any card in your graveyard, except for it's still called Lazav and is legendary in addition to its other types and whatnot. I kind of love and hate this hand simultaneously. It needs green mana to do anything. That's what I want to say on this one. If it literally gets a green land, though, it's gonna be good. Ugh. I don't know. You know what? Free bowl. Let's take it. This hand's not amazing, but it's a hand. It's a hand, alright. Okay, let's do Memorial to Folly, since we can't really succeed with an untapped land doing anything this turn, so let's do it. Nice, he says. Alright. Oh, nice. Nice. Alright, let's get Stitch's Supply down. And we get a Great Henge. We whiff on one of our cards there for sure. Let's get the island down. Lounge Drowned Catacomb into a Raska Relic. We still need the green mana, but at least we don't have a green hand. Short of our Commandeer. Ooh, Overground Tomb. There you go. Wonderful. Alright, Drowned Catacomb and a Raska Relic. We're at 4 mana. Closing in on Muldrotha time. Although I will say that not really. Do I want to block here? I think I'll wait for now. I think I will wait. Ruin Raider. They just wanted the raid trigger. You got it. Oof. That's kind of exactly what I was waiting for. This specifically. If you're wondering why I wasn't blocking, is for exactly that card and the possibility we might draw it. So that's pretty good. Alright, attack me now, I dare you. I dare you. I double dare you. Gonna need some straight up exile for Stitch's Supply. We have Murderous Rider. Oh, you would. You actually would. This is why I don't like Cimeres. This is why he's the worst. Alright, raid triggers. 4 damage. Nice. This is why we can't have nice things, chat. Field of Ruin. Play Muldrotha. Really gonna need that to stick. If that can stick and get Journey for Eternity out of the graveyard, that'd be nice. So we've got... Oh my god. This is fine. We've got Murderous Rider. We can kill Hostage Taker. We will put it into exile. Because we will get it back. Triggers. 0. Dang it. That's how Bob does his stuff. Alright, yeah, Hostage Taker. 2 damage. We get land out of the yard. We do want that, right? Or do I want to... Green, black... We actually don't have the mana for Journey to Eternity, do we? Because it didn't tap Field of Ruin. Woosa. Woosa. Artifacts. Let's see. We can actually play... No, we don't have the green for that either. Oh, that's about the worst it could be. We got 4 mana to work with, but no double green. I guess I'm just going to play Chromatic Lantern and get that tap land out of the yard. That's pretty grim. Should have tapped the Field of Ruin. I guess that's on me as well. I do want some good cards eventually. I can't really just rely on Muldrotha being good on its own. Alright. Just checking ye old yard. I'd really hate something like... Well, that's not too bad. To their hand, please. And we will discard Castle Vantress, because we get to play it on tap next turn anyway, because of Muldrotha. Down to 8. Really need that life gain. Ruin Raider. Doing work for me. Please. Stop. I know we've got Chromatic Lantern, but I don't trust it even then. I do not trust this game anymore from that point forward. Let's get Castle Vantress out, and that allows me to then go Enchantment, I guess. And, yeah, I get Muldrotha with a Journey to Eternity. Exile or bust. Yeah, Lazav doesn't really have anything to become that's useful here. So at least that's okay. We get the Great Henge next turn. That's really about it, honestly. We can Field Ruin the Memorial or the Watery Grave, though. As part of our land drop if we really wanted to. Thins the deck. Oh, we also have Arch of Araska for the City's Blessing, so it's not too bad. So we got an artifact we can play, we got a land we can play, especially one in hand as well. But I kind of want the Great Henge out of my yard. It's only going to cost me 3 mana. Drawn from Dreams. Okay. I need a way of killing Muldrotha to flip this journey, I guess. Is really what we want here. Got to be careful of Tail's End, because this does counter-activate abilities. Or triggered abilities like Journey of Eternity. Ayara, okay. There's a land. Okay, I think what we're going to do is go Temple and see what's on top. If I like it, I'm going to go with the Arch Crack. Not Arch, Araska Relic Crack. I don't really like that. So I might go Great Henge. And tap that, please. Play the Great Henge. Tap it for life as well as one of the green for Murderous Rider. Draw a card. Command Tower. Why do you hate me, game? Alright, Araska Relic. Please. Okay. The problem with that is we get tapped out and we can't really play our counter our Tail's End, but that should be okay. Let's get rid of Ayara. And gain a bit of life. Might as well get in with Muldrotha. We've got a good blocker anyway. And being at 10, attacking with Ruin Raider out is sketchy, to say the least. But to be honest, I don't really like where we're at. We've got a very bad hand. Our opponent's got a lot of good cards. Night Veil Predator is annoying. I need like a creature loop. Please. Please help. Help me. Alright, Arch. Oh, I keep saying Arch, because I think Arch of Araska. It's a Araska Relic. Alright, crack it, gain some life, draw a card. Something good. Well, Fabled Passage. It's a thing, alright. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna crack Fabled Passage. Get some basics out. We've got island, so I don't want to get island. We couldn't anyway, so that's good. Let's grab a swamp. And... guess we attack him with Muldrotha. Again, if it dies, it just comes back anyway. And now we've got Castle Vantress, I guess. Hostage Taker. I will Tails End that trigger. Alright. Stays in the yard. Can't counter on the way down, and it gets the journey off of my Muldrotha, which is annoying. We're finally on the point where they have to block, though, so that's good. And Castle Vantress should ensure that we get some good cards. I guess I should set an upkeep just in case the top two are really garbage and I bottom them. So they've got Doom Whisperer, which can't realistically surveil. They've got Midnight Reaper, which can't realistically allow creatures to die. Ruin Raider, which can't realistically allow them to attack. So we've got some good setup here. The graveyard is just a hostage taker, which Lazav doesn't do anything really with. Going with an X3 Gadwick. Okay, if they get a blue mana, they can start tapping stuff down, I suppose, but looks like they might not be doing that. Alright, so I'm going to get my end step Vantress Scry. Kaya's Ghost Form, Field of the Dead. Oh god, I like both of these, honestly. I don't really need the Ghost Form, I suppose. Do I really need the Field of the Dead? I'm going to take the Field of the Dead, because we got the Araska Relic, at the very least, so... we can scry prior to that. So I'm going to draw the Field of the Dead, which is going to be triggered. Let's see. I think we will... Vantress first. Just in case I get something cool. Could set that up as a Araska Relic, draw, and draws a Paradise Druid or something like that. I think I'll do that. So play Field of the Dead, trigger Field of the Dead. Cast a land? Have I not just done that? Why are you lighting up like this? Confusing me. Alright, crack that. Gain some life. Draw the Leyline Prowler, which I can then play. Which draws me a card and makes me a nice big death-touchy creature that needs to be blocked. We got the Witching Well, which allows me to scry and set up next turn. If I don't like these cards, again, I can do some stuff with it. I really like those cards. Oh boy. Yeah, I really like those cards. Cryptic Caves, I suppose, not necessarily. It's a great card. It's recurable card draw, but we've already got that in the Araska Relic anyway. And yeah, now we're at attack stage. You don't have to block Murderous Rider, but it puts you on 1. Muldrotha, if it dies to the death-touching Night Veil Predator, comes back untapped as well. Something to be aware of. Alright. Let's keep Ruin Raider in play. I like that idea. Ruin Raider's stopping them from attacking, so I like it. Alright, Murderous Rider to the bottom of our deck. So, Playcrafter we can play, which will kill a creature. And then we can play it from the graveyard with Muldrotha, which will kill a creature. So we've got 2 out of the way, and then obviously we've got 3 attackers. So I think this is where we've got them. Immortal Sun. That won't quite do it. And Midnight Reaper is a painful way to get murdered by a Plague Crafter, which also draws us cards. So, Plague Crafter, sack Plague Crafter. Takes our opponent to 3. Draws us a card, which is going to be Tamiyo. Okay, that's another way to play Plague Crafter. Let's play Plague Crafter. Get rid of Plague Crafter. Draw a card. And at this point we do have lethal, but since this is Cimeres, we gotta go overkill. Let's go Tamiyo. Minus get Plague Crafter. Oh, Immortal Sun. Nice. Nice. Alright, well, we're done. Let's get in. Can block 1, take 5. One final gotcha from Cimeres is that I don't read cards and Immortal Sun gets Tamiyo. But that'll do, pig. That'll do. Good game, Cimeres. Good game. His deck usually beats me, so I don't feel too bad. Alright, well, that is gonna do it for today's video. This is gonna be the last one until the day after Boxing Day, which is when I will be back. I'm gonna be taking some holiday time off, so hopefully you guys enjoy your holidays, your Christmas, maybe New Year's if I don't see you then. Other than that, though, thank you very much to Cimeres and Monster Kai for jumping in at the last minute to get me some extra gameplay footage. I really appreciate that, boys, so thank you very much indeed. If you guys want to play Arena as well, or Brawl specifically on Arena, then arenabrawl.net is the place to be. It's where I got most of my gameplay footage from today, as well as on the Discord, which link down in the description below. If you want to play with my friends, then jump into that Discord, say hello, and set some challenges. I'm sure somebody will be up for playing. So thanks very much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the deck. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for some more content in the future, and in the future it shall be, for the holiday break. Have a very Merry Christmas, a wonderful New Year, and thank you very much for a great 2019, guys. I'll see you soon.